Dr. Marta Perez has been serving Miami-Dade School Board District 8 for more than 2 decades. This year, she faces a significant challenge in her re-election bid. Her opponent is being endorsed by Governor Ron DeSantis. I went one-on-one with Dr. Perez to talk about her campaign and the allegations she made against the DeSantis administration. Dr. Perez, thank you so much for joining us here on NBC6 Impact.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Now, you have been on the school board now for, I believe, 24 years. You're in a race for your position, although you have been challenged in the past. Would you say this seems to be the first real challenge?
No, every challenge is a challenge. And every challenge, you have to make sure that, that you tell the voters why it's important to vote for you. So it's just as difficult every time, but this time it's been more difficult because, as you know, I'm being challenged by very powerful people who have a lot of money and are intimidating a lot of people, and so it's been more challenging because of that this time.
I want to talk about some of that because there have been allegations of impropriety by you concerning your opponent. Accusations, as you just mentioned, of intimidation. Those are some serious allegations.
I know. It's been rather shocking to see that, that some people have been intimidated who have helped me or were helping me. And it's rather disturbing because, Jackie, we're here, many of us, because our parents had to come because the governments in their countries were corrupt. And I certainly hope that that is not happening here, that we have cronyism and all of those kinds of things happening. It's very disheartening. As you said, I've had opponents before, and they're endorsing me, and they've said what clean campaigns and issue-based campaigns we've had, as opposed to now it's very terrible things, lies, a lot of money.
Can you give us some examples of some of those accusations of intimidation that you're talking about to you and to your staff?
People who have been supportive of me were told that, if they continue to be supportive, that, something they lose some business or they wouldn't be able to pass things in Tallahassee, things like that. The lieutenant governor, has been sending out those messages to people, and people that were former donors, people that I know were supportive, don't answer calls. It's a very powerful people.
When you say powerful people, are you talking about the lieutenant governor, who, by the way, has vehemently denied those allegations?
A group of local people. It's not, I've never spoken to the governor. The governor has never spoken to me or anything. So I think it's just the local people here. And I think that this, my opponent is a friend, a personal friend for many years, and was a staffer of the lieutenant governor. So I think it's more about cronyism in this regard.
Okay, I want to talk about some of the issues that are facing our students. You have seen a lot in your 24 years in the 4th largest district in the nation. How have you seen things change?
Oh, dramatically. When I was first elected, Jackie, if you recall, Miami-Dade was a laughingstock, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, because our students' achievement was down every year. The state was threatening to take over our finances because of the construction bond that had passed in '88. That was a disaster. And a group of businessmen were just, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Miami-Dade is getting such a terrible reputation. And since I was elected, I must tell you, I would like to say a great part, because I initiated with those businessmen the first inspector general in a school board, the first ethics committee. We have been able to turn that image around. And today we are the #1 rated urban school district in the United States. And our school district in spite of having more poor children than any other district in Florida, the state just gave us an A. The state just gave us an A. Out of 67 counties, only 14 got A's. We were one. When I started, the graduation rate was 50-something. It is 93% now.
You talk about politics. Where do you stand on the parental rights in education law?
I think that is very, very important. And I'll tell you why, Jackie. If we all believe the same things, it wouldn't be so divisive. But parents nowadays, different parents have different ideas. Different parents want different things for their children. And parents are our clients. We have to honor that. So I think that any time that we set forth a curriculum that is in any way offensive to any part of our community, we have to be sensitive to that. At the same time, we have to follow state statutes, and we have to also provide students with the world, as we say in our logo. We have to give them the best education possible. So it's a balancing act, but I want parents to be our partners in every respect, no matter who the parent is. The parent could have a PhD, or the parent may have just arrived here with limited education. They are the number one advocates and teachers for their children, and we want to honor them because they are our clients.
There was a big issue on textbooks in the county. How did you vote on that?
So what I would like, and what I voted for, and what I recommended, was that we show the 2 chapters that we're going to be using for those health education, sexual reproduction, show it to the parents and have the parents sign, yes, I'm okay with this. Because again, some parents are absolutely delighted that their children will receive sex education, but some parents would rather talk about those issues at home.
Well, we appreciate your time. As always, good luck to you, Dr. Perez. Thank you once again.
Jackie, thank you very much.